concrete, 400 iron plates, 200 iron bars. Alright, I'm coming. Welcome to Catafly presents a satisfactory main factory tour, part 1, the wings. So this is the wing of my main factory that produces limestone. We have 4 constructors on each side. It's all built the same, all symmetrical and identical. Below we have what I call the logistics area, or the basement. This is where all the limestone comes in and gets processed. We can see that there are some belts that are empty. These still don't have limestone. Or we have constructors that aren't functioning because we just don't need that amount of concrete yet. Above, we have limestone storage. All of this limestone moves to the primary central storage in the main factory basement. And they keep producing until their own storage containers are full. I'll just give you a view of what the inside here looks like. This is where the elevators and power wires are for the constructors. And we have a hypertube system here that I haven't quite finished. This is the iron wing of my factory. This is the entrance level with all the smelters. All smelters are doing the regular iron recipe. There's 3 on the front, 3 on the back, 8 on this side, and 8 on the other side. In the basement again, as in the concrete, it's the logistics area where everything comes in and gets fed up the center to the smelter level. This is the first floor of my iron wing. Again, the setup is the same as underneath. The front is doing iron bars, same as the back. 8 on the left are doing iron screws, alternative recipe, and the 8 on the right are doing iron plates. Again, as per the concrete wing, we have the iron wing central storage, where all items come to: iron bars, screws, plates. Plates are also being produced in an outpost using the plastic plates alternative recipe, as there aren't enough plates being produced in this factory for supply. I'll show you again the center. It's very much the same as the concrete factory, only double the size. All comes up the center. Now I have plans for this wing in the future to make separate levels for the items. So one level for iron screws, one level for iron plates, one level for iron bars, and then coming up to the top floor for storage and transportation. This is the copper wing of my factory. It has a similar setup to the iron wing, however here it's slightly different as we're using regular copper ingots recipe and the copper alloy ingots recipe. So on the front and the back we have 3 smelters. On the left we have 4 foundries, all connecting to splitters to split the output of copper alloy ingots, fed to the next level up to constructors. So on the back we also just have 3 smelters. And on the right we have 8 smelters. This is the first floor of my copper wing. Same sort of setup again as the iron wing, however this time we are slightly different. Machines here are overclocked. We have copper wire being produced on the front, copper wire on the back. We have 16 constructors here, all overclocked, producing cables. These are all overclocked to use the right amount of items per minute to make the final output of cables. Same's here. It's overclocked enough to be able to output the maximum availability of copper wire. They are nice and symmetrical again. And on the right we have 8 constructors overclocked producing copper sheets. The same again as the concrete and iron wings. On the second level we have central storage for the copper items, copper wire, copper sheets and cables. Another view of the inside. Again, the same. All items are transported up the middle. The same as the iron factory, I'm planning on having one level doing copper wire, one level doing copper sheets, and another level doing cables. That's an additional 2 floors to be added to each wing in the near future. This is the Quartz Wing of my factory. In here we produce silica and refined quartz. There are 5 constructors on each side. The 5 in front of me here make refined quartz. The 5 on this side make silica. 5 on the back and the 5 on the left over there. Currently don't make anything, as I just don't require that much. This one I had actually started using color schemes for the rooms, which you will see on later in the video of the outside view. There is some pink to identify this wing as the Quartz Wing. Similar setup again to the other wings of my factory. The basement, we have the logistics side of things coming in, belts, splitters, elevators, bringing the quartz in to be produced into the main items. Again, not all machines are running, as I just don't require those numbers right now. This is the top level of the Quartz Wing. Again, the same as other wings. Central storage for produced items, so refined quartz and silica, all being produced here and moved across to the centralized factory basement for storage in the main production line. So again, very much the same. The same down the center. And again, as the other wings, I'm planning on separating out the refined quartz and the silica to being on separate floors. This is the steel wing of my factory. In here we are producing steel beams, steel screws, and steel pipes. So we have 3 constructors on this side producing steel pipes, a couple of constructors on the front doing steel pipes again. We have 2 constructors here making steel beams, which are then split to 4 constructors making steel screws. And on this side we just have an additional 2 constructors making steel pipes. Another constructor here making steel screws. And 4 more constructors making steel beams. The steel wing is slightly different to other wings of my factory, as the area that you enter in is considered the ground floor. However, that floor is constructed the same as in quartz and the concrete wings. This level here is basement 1, where it's producing steel ingots. Some are using regular steel recipes, some are using petroleum coke alternative recipes for steel ingots. Another difference for here is you cannot get to basement level 2 at the moment, as there is no entrance. There's not a lot of room down there, as there are a lot of belts coming in, splitting off iron ore coal and petroleum coke, which is produced in the oil wing, which I will show you soon. There is also central storage down in basement level 2 for the petroleum coke. Here we have central storage for the steel wing. Again, it's the same as other wings, storing steel screws, steel beams, and steel pipes, and moving them across to the central factory floor for storage in the main factory's production line. Again, the inside is very similar, except this time we have belt coming through the middle, safely moving it across to the other side, keeping it all nice and neat. Again, with this wing, I'm planning on separating out the steel beams, steel screws, and steel pipes to separate floors. This is the Criterium Wing of my factory. This one runs a little bit different to other wings, as the smelters and constructors are on the same floor here. I do have plans in the future to move the Criterium wire, or quick wire, sorry, up to the next level, but at this stage I have other matters more pressing, so it is just on the list, or the ever-growing list of things to do. So there are 4 constructors on this side, 8 constructors here, 8 constructors on the back, and 4 constructors and smelters on the right hand, on the other side. All of these smelters and constructors are running, producing quick wire, as this is the most used item other than screws in my main production line. So this is the storage level for quick wire. Again, very similar to every wing of the factory. It has its own central storage, and then all items are moved to the main factory floor. The center is also the same. And again, I'm planning on splitting up the smelters and the constructors to be on separate levels, just to make it consistent like all other wings in the factory.